You're watching the Sega Driven YouTube channel, and it's back to our Sonic Amateur Games Expo 2023 coverage for a look at Tails Adventure Remake, developed by mechakotik. So, yeah, we've got a remake on our hands here, and they've gone for quite a faithful sort of update to the original here. So, yeah, Tails Adventure, obviously a Game Gear exclusive, yeah, it's quite well loved. It's a little bit more of a slower pace, more methodical and somewhat puzzly sort of Sonic adventure, where you play as Tails, and obviously you sort of explore these stages. You use bomb to clear rock, and yeah, you can use that to defeat enemies as well. And as you search around the stages, you'll find additional weapons and abilities that help you explore further. There's a bit of an emphasis on backtracking with the new abilities that you find. So in that regard, I've always likened it a little bit to sort of like Metroid, and I really like the setup of Tails Adventure. It's a lot more sort of methodical, a little bit more chill, but still a fair bit of challenge. And it's certainly, in its original incarnation, it is quite a tough little thing, just because it's so strict in its movement and your abilities. You very much sort of commit to jumps, and you can only sort of like pull yourself up ledges that are very small. And this kind of attempts to make it a little bit easier to control. You have a lot more movement in the air, so you can sort of like change direction in the air a lot faster. You can climb up ledges from a lot lower down than you normally can. It feels a bit strange at first, but you soon get used to it, and it's actually quite freeing to know that you can grab ledges from different distances, and yeah, it sort of reliably happens a little bit more often. So that's quite nice. You obviously got the huge widescreen display, which allows you to see a lot more of the map at any given point. This also makes things a little bit easier, because you can actually see enemies coming up on you, whereas the tiny little box-shaped resolution of the Game Gear version is very restrictive in that regard. Yeah, lots of benefits here that really make this feel a lot nicer to play, a lot more welcoming, and as a result, I had a really good time playing this, actually. It was super approachable. I got very far very quickly, just because of the increased mobility. Another thing I really like as well is flying. You literally just tap jump again in the air to start flying, whereas in the original game, I'm pretty sure you had to be standing and you press up and jump to be able to go straight into flight. You can't just sort of like catch yourself in flight in the air like you can in this, which I really like as an addition, because it does feel a lot more like Tails' moveset from the the Mega Drive games. So yeah, just an overall great experience with this, to be honest with you. It's a shame it's not doing more, like it would be nice to enhance the visuals a little bit more, redraw them at a higher resolution to really make make great use of that added screen real estate as well. But honestly, if this wants to just go the route that it's currently going, which is very much just sort of an enhancement of the original instead of a full remake, then I'm all for that as well. It's just a nice, approachable way to play Tails Adventure, and certainly requires you to not have to source ROMs and use emulators, and you certainly feel the benefits of all the added mobility and the added screen real estate. Yeah, really solid little remake this. I would like to see more of it. I hope it does see completion, because I think they're onto something here. Definitely would like to see more, custom artwork in the future. Just sort of update the graphics to be a high resolution. But I appreciate that is a big job, and maybe a little bit outside of the scope of this remake. But all in all, I think this is a really nice way to play Tails Adventure, and a nice, approachable way that will certainly benefit people that have kind of been put off by the original Game Gear version, because it is a very stiff game. It does have very particular controls, and it has a very limited screen resolution. So this will hopefully, benefit people that haven't really given Tails Adventure the time before, because I think it deserves it. And this certainly does a very good job of putting Tails Adventure in the best light possible.